If I were to ask about 10 traders what they struggle with the most in trading, I'm pretty sure 9 out of 10 would say discipline is the key issue to their trading. They want to be more disciplined, they want to find a way to stick to their plans better, follow through on their trades. And I understand that's a big problem with trading, is you've got to have discipline. But today we'll cover that and give you a new approach to discipline, how you can fix it and become a much more disciplined trader that can handle the emotions and of course make a lot more profits in trading. Alright, so I've done a lot of videos on discipline in the past. I'll leave the link in the corner of the video so you can check them out directly if you want. There's a lot in there. But today I want to take a new approach to discipline, give you a few more tips. But if you want to see it afterward, the videos on how to stick to your plan, how to follow through on your trading plan, then check out here in the corner. You have a lot of videos to watch. But for now, we'll get into it. The first thing to understand is that, unlike what you hear out there a lot, trading isn't about 90% psychology only. Like, people love to think that there's one key to trading. One is like, oh, it's psychology. Oh, it's strategy, or it's price action, it's this. There's never really going to be one key to trading. And if you don't understand that well, you think, oh, psychology, I got to be more disciplined. That's why I don't have the 90% that I need to be successful. Then, of course, you'll fail. You're never going to find a way to get there. The first thing to understand is that there's not just one key to trading. You got to have a strategy, you got to have the risk management, then you're going to have the mindset and the psychology as well. Like, all this combined together gives you good results. If you got one missing, you haven't got good results in trading for sure. If you have a really good strategy, a really good risk management, but a bad mindset, you'll still lose money. If you have a really good mindset, a really good strategy and poor risk management, you'll still lose money. So understand that there's like pillars you got to work on. And if you have a pillar missing, then the house just won't stand. Now, before we go further into this video, I've put together a training where Michael, one of the lead coaches at his Arch Trade, talks about how to plan your trading for 2024. For this coming year, how to put things in place correctly. He talks about risk management. He talks about mindset a lot. He talks about scaling up, increasing your capital to bigger amounts. It's really an overall full training on how to become a profitable trader this year in 2024. And of course beyond, but there's a lot to this. I'm making this training, which was only for our students before, available for free here. So you can just sign up using the link below. You'll be receiving access by email afterward. And you can watch the entire training at no cost, really to get you to prepare your trading the right way for this year. There's a lot that's unpacked into this training. I really recommend you watch it and take notes at the same time. Again, 100% free, no upsell, anything of the sort. Check it out below. And this will make a big difference on whether you really improve your trading or not from this video. Alright, now we get to the meaty topic, the topic no one wants to hear about, but it's going to be helpful for guys who've been struggling for a long time with discipline. Now, there's a big myth with discipline. People love to say, oh, I like discipline. How can I be more disciplined? How can I follow through on my trades? How can I respect my rules? The thing is, you can't force discipline. No one has ever been waking up in the morning and they like discipline, then they force themselves to say, okay, I got to be disciplined, affirmations, whatever, then they discipline their whole day. That stuff doesn't work that well. That's because discipline, or the lack of discipline, is usually a symptom for something else. So if you lack discipline, meaning something else not working well, right? If you have discipline, then the other things are working well in the background. But no one can just, with any kind of workout, any kind of habit or whatever, you cannot just force discipline yourself. Take the example of a trader who wakes up in the morning, wants to take trades, then he goes through his chart, he's got a strategy in place, but doesn't follow it. Well, can he just force himself to follow it? No, he cannot, for sure. If you've tried this before, I know I have for sure many times, comment below, let me know. Curious to hear if you've done this before yourself. But you cannot just wake up and force yourself to follow your strategy. That stuff won't work. Now, if you cannot follow your strategy, there's probably a reason for it. Maybe the reason is you don't really believe in your strategy. Maybe you never tested it in the past. Maybe you have a lot of losing trades and you're not even sure if you're going to make money long term. Or you're just trying new things in the market that you feel will work out, but you don't even know if they will work out or not. All these things are bringing pressure and they then lead you to not be disciplined, because you don't have the clear confidence the strategy will work out. We'll get to this in just a second, but let me know in the comment section below if you've seen that thing happen in your trading where you have a new strategy. Maybe you know the rule, maybe you don't know the rule 100%, but you're not sure of the stats behind it, therefore you have no confidence in it. And you go in the market, you take stupid trades, go in and out, try to spot other things, try to add other patterns to it. Then you see a head and shoulder against your pattern, so then you not take the trade. And all these things are just a whole mess, because then you cannot follow anything and you just end up losing money long term. I know I've had this before, so I can talk about this myself for sure. But let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to hear. And now we're going to talk about the key pillar here to really bring discipline in your trading. Again, we cannot force it, but we can do some things to help. And at least have a good routine and bring up our identity with discipline. The thing is, what I've realized over time is that if you train yourself to be disciplined, meaning you take a couple of trades, you always follow your rules, that becomes part of your identity. If you compare this to people who like go in and out of trades, they don't follow the rules, they have the identity of they never follow the rules. Like, that's their identity, that's who they are. But if you train yourself long enough to be disciplined, meaning you go in your trades, you take your time, you follow your rules, and then you go in, you go out, you follow the rules, you're under the right setup, the right take profit always, the right stop loss, that becomes your identity. And it's a lot easier when you have an identity of being disciplined to not kind of mess up and not be disciplined. It's a lot easier to do it. So in reality, all you gotta do to be disciplined in trading is just be disciplined a couple of times. Just follow your rules a couple of times, a couple of trades. The longer you do this, the more it's going to be part of your identity, and the more you build a routine of following through your rules. I know that, for example, in my trading, I'm never not disciplined on an entry. I know my setup, I know my rules, very clear. I take the entry, boom, that's it. Taking profits, it's a bit different. Sometimes I tend to take profits too early. I tend to maybe play a little bit with the trades. I try to let them run, but I can have like close to take profits. So maybe I'm not 100% there, but I'm working on it. Now, the cool thing is, over the years, I've put this part of my identity that I'm able to hold trades longer, and I'm able to always take the right setup, and never change the entry rules, never kind of lack on that area. So I feel this into myself. It's just a matter of a routine that I follow, and that I can stick to easily now. If it's a new routine you follow, maybe you have to put a bit more work into it at first. Maybe you have checklists to help you with like taking the right trades. Maybe you've got like sticker notes on your screen to help you follow the right plan, or to help you set the right take profits. Maybe you write down your trades into a journal before you take them to really track whether you take the right trades or not. These things will help in the beginning to build up the identity of discipline, but over time you should be able to just rely on you've always been disciplined, therefore it's easier to stay disciplined now. The next very important point I want to make is the fact that you gotta know your numbers. And what I mean by this is it's a lot easier to stick to a plan or a strategy when you know how often you win. You know your win rate is 45%. You know you're gonna lose most of your trades. You know your average reward to risk is 2-to-1. Or 3-to-1, perhaps. Therefore, you know long term you will make money in trading if you keep trading that plan. You know your equity curve looks something like a choppy kind of equity curve, but still pretty good overall. You've done your backtest in that. You know what it looks like. You know you can afford to risk 1% or 2% per trade maximum to stick to your risk profile. If you have all this planned out, you know all your numbers, guess what? It's a lot easier to be disciplined because now you know you have a process. You know this thing, if you trade it long term, will work out, or at least it's very likely to work out, and that can make all the difference. I'm really convinced that most people who like discipline now are people who've not done the work enough on the strategy. They don't know the rules enough. They've taken it from YouTube somewhere, they've put it into their own trading, now they trade it live in the market. They put way more risk than they should into it, and they wonder why they cannot follow the rules. Well, guess what? You've not done the work on it. You don't know your numbers. You don't know if it's even profitable in the end. How can you stick to it? How can you follow this? It's like following a road at high speed, but you don't even know where the road is going to. It's going to go like downhill into the ocean. Is it going to go like on the right path to your goals? You don't know. How can you follow your strategy that way if you don't have the numbers and the plan and the map that back it up? So again, we've touched on a little bit of discipline in this video here. The first thing in the description below is for me to get that free training I've talked about, where you can get this trading and business plan for 2024, really plan out to trading the right way, have the right mindset, the right risk management, the right strategy for this upcoming year, and of course much beyond. I don't think you should leave without getting a training for sure, because first of all it's free, and second of all there's a lot of good content into it that can make a big difference in your results. So check it out. Make sure you subscribe for some done it here on YouTube, and I'll catch you back here in the next video pretty soon. Ciao.